Welcome back to TunaTech, where today we ponder what a gaming phone is. Today we'll be looking at the Nubia Red Magic 5G. Do we need gaming phones? Is this a real thing? Watch. Let's get started with the specs. As you can see up in the corner there, here's the specs for the device I have in my hand, the Red Magic 5G. I will also include some pictures and video here of just the device in general. Again, it's $579 US, and that's a great deal, but it's not without its faults, and we will go over those in this review. Once you get the device out of the box, it's a pretty sturdy and well-built device. Comes with a screen protector pre-installed. It's very slippery, and the color of this unit is quite unique. They offer black as well as a red that's not available yet. Comes at 8 gig or 12 gig. This is the 12 gig version. As you're looking around here, there's a SIM card tray, USB-C 3.0, pogo pins for some accessories on their website, a grill for a fan because this phone does have an internal fan to keep it cool, and that little red mark I'm trying to point out is actually the switching to put the phone into gaming mode. There's a headphone jack, which is a rare commodity these days, and you can see some antenna bands there and a microphone. The phone, like I said, it's pretty premium. Power button, volume rocker there, but it's got some interesting features. On the back here, you see a little Red Magic symbol and a little, like they are pointing there. Those both light up. They have LED strips behind them in their software. Those are the cameras that we discussed. There's a 5G symbol there. Obviously, this is a 5G phone. I'm not able to test that at this moment because there isn't a whole lot of 5G availability in my area, but I will, as soon as I get some access to that, I will update this review. There's me powering it on. It's got Red Magic OS over an Android 10. The software is, I don't know how to describe this. It is weird. You would think Android 10, out of the box, great. Well, they made some weird decisions. For example, when installing an app, it automatically is placed on one of your home screens. Not a big deal. I drag mine, as you see on my thing. I like to put them in folders. For some reason, after a while, I started installing apps. They wouldn't show up on my screen. So when I went to the app shelf, interesting enough, when I tried to drag them, it said it was already on my home screen, but they weren't. Other issues is swiping to the left, you get the Google, update, news. For some weird reason, a couple times I turned it on and it would ask me to log in, but after a while it would be fine, like it lost my Google account. Some hang-ups on the screen. It's got the 240 hertz pull rate for touch, but I don't know. Sometimes when I drag up to get to the app shelf, it just wouldn't do anything. That OS, besides the few issues, I think for most normal consumers, this would be a problem. For me as a tech reviewer, a guy who loves tech, I don't care. I can do with this because the phone is screaming fast. The 144 hertz refresh rate is absolutely amazing. Is it better than 120? I don't know. I've got an Ultra. I've got a LG V60 with 60 hertz. I've got this. It's quick. It's smooth. But the software leaves a lot to be desired. The screen is an AMOLED screen. It's Full HD Plus, which is roughly 1080p. It is, in my opinion, a beautiful screen. I think it looks good. I've heard some reviewers say the color accuracy is off. I don't measure all that. As long as it looks good to me, I'm okay with it. Going into the cameras, here are some examples of the portrait camera. It's okay. It gets the job done. I'm not a big portrait selfie guy, as you can see. I look stupid there. Back camera, main sensor, 64 gig. It's pixel bin down to, I want to say probably 12 megapixel. It looks decent for what it is. It's nothing to write home about. Colors are kind of muted. I still think the Ultra is much better, as is the LG V60. Anything else in this class. Again, just some more daytime photos. Got some nighttime photos coming up here in a little bit. The night mode it's there. There's a lot of noise. It doesn't work as well as some. And here are those nighttime photos. I just snapped a few. It's okay. After these photos, we have a 1080p 60 frame per minute sample video and a 4K 60. Again, It is what it is. You're not buying this phone for a camera. You're buying it to play games, and it does very well. But as you can see, here are some more examples. The phone app, just some settings. Again, the wide mode for this camera, you have to go to the Pro section of the app to get to the wide mode. You can zoom, as you can see there, but for some reason it doesn't let you do wide mode. I didn't try the macro out. It's a 2 megapixel. I'm sure it's fine, but it won't touch the OnePlus 8 or any other of these phones that have macro modes. Again, this phone is a gaming phone first and foremost, and everything comes after. In addition to all these features I'm talking to you about, some of the other things that comes with is the USB. You can do HDMI out, and I had it hooked to a TV, does 1080p 60, and I was playing some Asphalt 9 and some Call of Duty with a Bluetooth controller. Here you can see me turn the lights down a little bit. I know it's a little blurry, but I was trying to show you guys the LED lights in the back, whether or not that's something you really like or not. It does have settings for that. You can change the little red magic symbol, or actually the word red magic on the back. I couldn't get it to turn on, but it does flash. It has options for breathing and going to music and the media. Also, it lets you set it up so you can have it blink for notifications. This phone is very slippery as well. So the lights are great. Everything's worked great. But unlike last year, Red Magic decided not to include a case. I pre-ordered one last year. I think it was the 3 or 3S, and it came with a case and everything. It would have been nice to have a case with this. I ordered a case for it, but it will cover up a lot of those lights. And I don't know with this coronavirus, COVID-19, if it'll actually even come in. So it's a gaming phone. You flip this switch, Red Magic's game zone or game arena pops up, and you can flip in there. I got Roblox and Call of Duty. And I'm going to just show you, I get killed pretty quick. I'm not good at mobile gaming, but just want to give you a feel for what it can do. There are some capacitive triggers on the top. I didn't use them. You can map them. You can pull from the right side while you're playing a game, while you're in this game zone, and you can set the temperature. You can get frames per second. You can set fan speeds. It's pretty amazing what you can do. It's a huge improvement over last year's. But again, this phone is basically made for that niche market that want to momentarily play mobile games. I love the ability to be able to plug this into my TV, use a Bluetooth controller, and play games. Now, again, that brings a bunch of other issues too, because every controller is different. I bought a SteelSeries Stratus XL from Amazon, and some games don't support it, some games do. I didn't have any problems with driving games, Call of Duty, those kind of things. And I bought a cheap USB to C to HDMI adapter from Amazon. I think I paid $12-13 for it, and it worked really well. But as you can see here, I pulled it in from the side. There are some settings there. Again, I'm not really familiar with Call of Duty that much. I like to just jump in and start shooting, but I'll show you a little bit of the gameplay here. It's pretty amazing and smooth. The screen, again, 1080p, but looks fantastic. Battery life's pretty good. At 144 hertz, it drains quick. Also, the dual stereo speakers, while don't sound the greatest, are friggin' loud. So if you like loud gaming, you're going to like those. Here's those capacitive mappable switches I was telling you about on the top. The little grate on top is also the fan. One side sucks in air, the other side pushes the air out to keep your CPU running at optimal performance and keeping the heat down. As you can see, I'm a sniper by trade here. I love playing with the sniper rifle. I got a little not used to playing with a camera in between me, so I didn't do very well. But as you can see, it's buttery smooth. I didn't have any issues. I mean, the graphics were all on high. I didn't show you guys that in the settings, but I had everything cranked up, ran around. Here you can see I'm trying to look for higher ground so I can snipe, but as soon as I started getting close, I didn't last very long, needless to say. Here are my scores for the Red Magic 5G. It's a 579 steel, great phone. Unfortunately, it's let down by really bad software. Will RoadMagic support it past Android 10? Will you get security updates? I haven't seen any yet, and I haven't seen any of my own ones either. So consider that. Thanks, like, subscribe, and share.